My name is Maggie Makar, and I am an assistant professor of computer science and engineering at the University of Michigan. My work focuses on developing novel machine learning methods and understanding the theory behind how they work. I specifically focus on studying models that encode some notion of cause and effect or causal reasoning. And causal reasoning is the kind of thing that's very easy for us as human beings, but it's sometimes very hard for AI models. For example, if you see a picture of a cow in a grassy field, you can say that there is a cow in that picture because of the pixels that form the shape of the cow. By contrast, if an AI model is trained on a data set where cows often appear against a grassy background, the model might predict there's a cow in the picture just because of the grassy background that appears in the image. So our work focuses on fixing these issues. And currently our lab is small but growing. A lot of the algorithms that we are developing can be applied in healthcare settings. So we have a lot of collaborations internally in the university. One of them is a collaboration that is very close with clinicians in the Chronic Pain and Fatigue Research Center. And there we try to understand how pain works. We also work with collaborators in health policy outside of the university to try to understand how do we develop risk adjustment models for interpreters of healthcare insurance. Because a lot of the work that we do gets applied in healthcare, that's where the majority of opportunities for impact arise. For example, as you might know, opioids are some of the most powerful pain management medications that we have. But interestingly, there are some patients that experience a paradoxical effect of opioids. So their pain actually increases if you give them an opioid. So in collaboration with the pain group here at the University of Michigan, we are trying to build models that identify who these patients are. In different work, we're looking at how machine learning models are sometimes manipulated and how we can make them manipulation proof. For example, in many cases, entities like government agencies will pay insurance companies to cover certain individuals. And the government or these entities use machine learning models to do risk adjustment so that an insurance company will get paid a higher payout to cover sicker patients. And it turns out that some of these insurance companies may be gaming the system by making their patients appear sicker than they truly are so that they can get a higher payout. So we are working on developing models that detect these manipulations by looking at data that the insurance companies report and detecting how consistent they are to what we believe are the true causal, physiological, and biological mechanisms. One of the things that draws me the most to research is that I really enjoy the chase that is inherent to scientific research. So in our projects, you typically work for months. And at first, you kind of don't know where you're going. And then bit by bit, the picture gets clearer and your algorithms start passing tests and the theory starts falling into place. And I just find that very satisfying. I also think that research in an academic setting is very special in the sense that we are not beholden to the same limitations that might exist in industry settings. For example, there are a lot of financial bottom lines that exist in industry that do not exist in academia. But also, in the work that I do, it requires a lot of collaborations with active clinicians. And I think that is very hard to get in an academic setting, which makes research like healthcare research far more impactful in an academic setting. The other thing that I really enjoy about research in an academic setting is that I get to work a lot with junior students and PhD students. And I find that very satisfying because a lot of the times I will be thinking about a specific problem for months and months. And then a new student walks in and they just have a very fresh and almost like very optimistic perspective that takes the research in a direction that I kind of wouldn't have imagined had the student not been involved in the research. So I also find that very exciting. There's kind of an unknown aspect to it. Like, where is this going to go? We don't know because it's a collaboration between the two of us. If you want to know more about the kind of work that we do, you can find more details on the website that is included below. You can also find me on Twitter at Maggie Makar.